I mean, you're going from this is the way to may the force be with you. What are the perks and pitfalls of dealing, working on a legacy character like Obi-Wan Kenobi compared to someone like the Din Djarin?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the biggest challenge with the series is, just coming into with these big legacy characters, and obviously we're right in between two trilogies. So, I think we just tried to respect the canon as much as possible and to really, try to do justice to the characters. But at the same time, we needed to tell a new story and tell an original story. So I think the biggest thing was about trying to find that balance between those two things.
What's the first thing like directing on your own? Because on Mandalorian, you're part of the traveling Wilburys, the six the directors, and now you're going on your solo album, your solo mission. So what's it like on your first day?
It was exciting, like one of the things that I was so grateful for, honestly, was that I did get to do the whole thing, because it is a limited series and we're telling this one big story. So just having the ability to sort of, see the vision all the way through from beginning to end, and also to get to work with the actors and every nuance of the character throughout their arcs. I was so grateful for that opportunity on this story. But at the same time, I really did miss actually all the Mandalorians, because it was so fun getting to work with those guys.
What's the secret of directing actors wearing masks? Because the Mandalorian, he's wearing masks, you can't see them emote. So what's the secret to doing that?
It's really interesting, and it's something actually that I really enjoy doing. And it's largely, for me, I think it's about physicality, is that, because you don't have the face and you don't have the eyes, every single move, whether it's like they turn their head or how they move their body, it has to express emotion, because you're trying to get the inner life through the physicality. So it's a really interesting process of like trying to define it, especially with someone like the Mandalorian, about, how do they move and what do those moves mean?
Tell me, which is more nerve-wracking for you, directing Werner Herzog in season 1 or directing Darth Vader?
Honestly, both of them were amazing. Like directing Werner, especially Werner and the baby together, is one of the best experiences I've ever had in directing, and also one of the weirdest. And directing Vader, I mean, there's so few directors that get the ability or ever have the opportunity to direct Vader. So it was incredibly exciting.
I've seen, behind the scenes featurettes of Ewan and Hayden. They all said that when they do the lightsaber, they can't resist making the sound. And I wondered, you have that situation working on Obi-Wan Kenobi where they couldn't resist making that sound even though those sound effects would be replaced. Did they try to make this lightsaber sounds when they're doing it, or any of the actors who come in contact with a lightsaber?
Yeah, I mean, in my time in Star Wars, it does seem like it's very hard, not just with the actors, but for the crew, not to either pew pew or make the lightsaber noises. But a lot of times, actually, when we would do action, we would play music. So I don't know, honestly, if they were making those noises or not, because if they were lost in the music. But, I'm sure there was somebody making a noise somewhere.
We're all curious about John Williams composing new music for Obi-Wan Kenobi. We haven't heard it because we haven't seen the show. So can you tell us what were your first reactions when you heard it, and what memories does it bring back, of the Star Wars stories that you grew up with?
It was incredibly special. It was recorded with a live orchestra, and it was so moving and it was so emotional. And, the music, and John Williams' music for Star Wars, it's so much about what makes it Star Wars that, you just feel it in a way where, the force is literally inside of you when you hear his music. So I was so grateful, and we were so fortunate to have him come on to do the theme.
You did the Red Hot Chili Pepper music video, and I'm just curious, after working on something as big as Star Wars, is that your way of decompressing?
Yeah, it was totally different, and it was very fun. So actually, it was really fun to just do something totally left of center, and just, sort of run around. That's more visual and just about energy. So I had a really great time doing that.